hasn't put out anything today? Nothing? What's up, people? Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your 5 senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. What? What's up, Steam Deck fans? You know, the Steam Deck tribe, Steam Deck Nation, Steam Deck Universe, Steam Deck World, Steam Deck Legion, what's good? Steam Deck Mob, what's happening? Steam Deck Squad, what's up? And you Steam Deck nerds, geeks, and freaks, and you investigators, what's happening? Alright, now, what do I got for you guys? What do we got for you little Steam Deck fans? Alright, okay, got this little article here from NeoWin.net. Says here, Valve, more than 40% of Steam users runs Windows 11. Okay. 42%. Says here, Valve has published the result of its November 2023 survey, while the company asked Steam users to share information about the software and hardware they use to access the platform and play PC games. The latest data reveals a massive increase in Windows 11 users. Says here, disclaimer, Steam conducts a monthly survey to collect data about what kind of computer hardware and software gamers are using. Participation in the survey is optional and anonymous. Says here, let me get this pop-up out the way here. This thing always popping up. Out the way. Out. Says here, according to Valve, 96.56% of all Steam users play games on Windows computers. 53.53% of them run the good old Windows 10. However, the latter appears to be bleeding customers at an alarming rate. The November 2023 survey results showed Windows 10 losing as much as 12.5%. Losing as much as 12.5 points in just 1 month. Says here, Windows 11, on the other hand, significantly increases market share 42.04%. Then it says in parentheses a plus 11.51. Then it says of Windows users on Steam have already upgraded to Windows 11. Now, the difference between Windows 10 and 11 on Steam is only 11 points. It says here, December 2023 will be the final month we see Windows 7, 8, and Windows 8.1 in Valve's report. The company will cut off access to the platform on January 1st. The clock is ticking, folks. It says here, January 1st, 2024. Although more than 99% of Steam customers use a supported Windows version, there are still people playing games on system with Windows 7 and 8, and 64-bit Windows 7 has 0.69%. Then it says in parentheses a negative 0.38. It says 64-bit Windows 8.1 has 0.16. Then it says plus 0.3. Then it says and 32-bit Windows 7 has a 0.6%. Then it says in parentheses plus a 0.6. So it says here Windows 10 is 53.53. That's a negative 12.5%. Then it says Windows 11 42.04% plus 11.51. Windows 7 64-bit 0.69, and then it says in parentheses a negative 0.38, and then Windows 8.1 64-bit 0.1%. That's a plus 0.3, and then Windows 7 32-bit is plus 0. I mean it's 0.6, but then it has a plus 0.6, and then it says here, and here is where most of the popular hardware among the Steam users. So it says here Intel, AMD, Intel 66.08, and then parentheses a is a negative 0.831. And then AMD is 33.88%, and in parentheses it says plus 8.3, and then it says Microsoft 0.4%. Then CPU 6 cores 31.88%. Then in parentheses is a negative 7.87. Then on the AMD side is 23% plus 4.09. And then on the Microsoft side is 20.55%. Then in parentheses is plus 2.39. And then memory 16 gigs for Intel, 32 gigs of RAM for AMD, 8 for Microsoft. Then CPU, GPU models, NVIDIA RTX 3060. That's 8.89%, and then in parentheses is negative 4.79. Then on the AMD side is 4.61%. Then in parentheses it's plus 1.06. Then on the Microsoft side is 4.2%. And in parentheses is negative 0.78. And that's 8 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs of RAM for Intel, 6 gigs of RAM for AMD, and 12 gigs for Microsoft. And then under the memory now is 31.23%, and then in parentheses is negative 3.63. Then on the AMD side is for memory it's like 16.33%, and then in parentheses is negative 1.37. And then on the Microsoft side, on the memory for 12 gigs of RAM is 14.31%, but a negative 5.53. Then on the display resolution for Intel 19 by 20 1080 is 60.09%. Then in parentheses is plus 1.08. Then on the AMD side is 15.97%. Then in parentheses is negative 7.17. And on the Microsoft side is 4.10%, and then in parentheses is plus 0.86. And that is the end of the article. So when it comes to people are trying to keep up with the times, they know the reason why a lot of people were using so the Steam Deck has something to do with it, because people were running Windows 11 on the Steam Deck to play games. And the other part of it is this: Microsoft stopped supporting Windows 10 November of next year. So people that are sitting on like older people that have Windows 10 now, they have the option of like have one PC running Windows 10, but the other running Windows 11. Now, for those people that's using Windows 7, 8, and Windows 7, Windows 8, and 8.1, they have to upgrade if they want to keep up with the times. They have to, because according to the article, Valve is going to shut the door on Windows 7, 8, and 8.1. So you can't access Steam with those operating system. You have to have Windows 10 or Windows 11. Now, like I told you, Microsoft was giving out Windows 11 for free. When I was covering it, they were talking about the TPM support for desktop. But me personally, I didn't even know that they were giving Windows 11 away for free. Now you have to pay the full price if you want to get Windows 11, or you can buy a desktop, say from Amazon, that has Windows 11 on it, and you're good. So you have that option. So yeah, Microsoft was giving away Windows 11 for free for like the first year, but then they stopped doing that. So for people that are using Windows 7, 8, and 8.1. They have to upgrade, mandatory, and that's why it's good to have two computers in your home. One running one running say Windows 10, and the other running Windows 11. So you have the best of both worlds. Now, when Microsoft pulls support for stop supporting Windows 10, you're covered because you had Windows 11 already. So yeah, it's good to have two desktops whether you're in an apartment or whether you're in a house. It's always it's good to have two desktops, you know, and it's the same for for Apple computers. It's good to have two of them, you know. You gotta have two, you know. So yeah, but two is better than what they say, like that old commercial. Two is better than too many. But yeah, it's good to have two, so that way you're not missing out on anything, you know. If you had Windows say Windows 11 from day one, that means you weren't missing out on anything. While you were still using Windows 10, you weren't missing out on anything. So yeah, but it's time to upgrade, you know. So yeah, Valve is shutting the door on Windows 7, 8, and 8.1. So yeah, time to upgrade, man. Got to do it to keep up with the times, you know. Technology move at the speed of light, so yeah. You got to do that. Now some people now that have the Steam Deck, they were running Windows. Some of them probably had an SD card with Windows 10 on it. Then they had another SD card running Windows 11, so they're up to date. You know, so yeah, have to keep up with the times, man. So time to move on. But other than that, that's the news I got to report. Hope you enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek fan, or Dark Side. Go. Peace.